you again for coming today. Okay. Appreciate you making the time to come and just have a chat with everybody here and letting the people know about you. Obviously, you're here for First Response to Fashion.
Yes.
You did it last year, and now your photo is kind of everywhere.
Yes, yeah.
Right? Yeah, your parents must love it. Your friends must love it. But let me just ask you, first off, you're becoming a frontline worker.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that.
So I took my first degree in social sciences and kinesiology with the intention of becoming a physiotherapist. And I quickly found that physiotherapy was just not my calling. So I had kind of debated it a little bit. And when I was in high school, I thought, well, maybe I want to be a nurse. And then ultimately I had been like, no, I want to do physiotherapy. And I ended up not. But I chose the after degree program, which was only 2 years instead of 4, which was kind of nice because I've now been in university for 6 years and my wallet is hurting a little bit, but I've never looked back on it, honestly. I think it was the right choice that I made.
When you say you found out it wasn't your calling, what did you think your calling was, if you don't mind asking?
Physiotherapy. I definitely thought like I was going to go to school to do physiotherapy, and because I had the kinesiology minor during my first degree, I was like, you know what, like I still very much want to work in the healthcare field, and I want to be able to work in a capacity with all ranges of people and demographics and stuff, but I just working in a clinic was a little bit hard, and then I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would.
Really?
Lots of anatomy coming out of my ears. So, yeah.
No, that's awesome. I mean, I'm surprised at how young you are.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
like you told me your age. I won't say it, but you told me your age, and I was just like, whoa, you've done a lot in what we're trying to do here, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, mental illness is a big thing. PTSD, of course, is the big overlying thing. We do a lot of work there. What is it about it, and why did you get involved in the first place?
With nursing.
Well, nursing, and then involved in the cause for this. Like, why is PTSD important for you?
So
big question. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I grew up in a first responder family. My dad was in the military for 39 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he retired in October of 2023. He was a combat engineer. Most people don't do as many tours as my dad did. My dad did just alone 2 in Afghanistan.
Really?
So I kind of grew up in a household where that was the norm. My dad was gone a lot. My dad was also a firefighter, volunteer firefighter during the entire time since I was a kid. He started firefighting as a teenager back in New Brunswick. But, growing up without my dad around a lot was difficult at times. My mom is an immigrant, but also my dad has PTSD, and it took him a long time to be able to kind of work through that. And it's not easy on the families, and it's not easy on the person themselves. I grew up kind of in a little bit of at times a volatile environment. Like, okay, we're going to try and set my dad off here.
Wow. Okay.
And just certain things, like my dad always he couldn't have his back to the door. Anytime we went somewhere, we would have to move if he couldn't have his back to the door, have his back not to the door. He had to be able to see the door. I remember him telling me as a kid, we were watching the fireworks for Canada Day, and he's like, "Oh, the fireworks, they kind of sound like shots coming over the top of the tank." And I'm maybe 11 or 12. I'm like, okay, Dad. Didn't know what to think at that time, but yeah, it's something that's like very real, very, very much a part of and intertwined into my life.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it makes it a reason why you're so involved.
Yeah.
Now, okay, you talk about. I might have questions. Sorry, like if I dig into it a little bit. I know way back in the day they used to call it like war fatigue. They just be like, hey, you needed a break from the war. Now, knowing this about your father and knowing what you see back then when you were a child to now, how has it gotten better? How you obviously got through it. What did you do back then to now what it is? And is your dad even better now, or?
I would say that it took my dad a long time to accept and say, like, I have PTSD. I think there was obviously kind of a stigma there to be like, oh no, there's nothing wrong, and that's common with mental health across the board. Is like it's stigmatized. So it took first my dad taking that first step to say, like, I have PTSD. There's something going on here, and I need the help for there to be kind of a change. When my dad did a 9-month tour in Jordan, he came back and he was relatively silent. We didn't see these emotional outbursts, almost to the point where my mom and I were like, okay, is there something wrong with him?
Yeah.
But I think being able to work through it as a family has helped a lot. And being able to just kind of get an understanding of where my dad was coming from, doing all of these tours in a combat role. Definitely did a number to him. Yeah.
I don't mean to focus so much on your dad, but so what I'll do is I'll ask about you and your mom. How, now that you're older, it's been a few years.
Yes.
How big of a role was your role, your mom's role in the success of your father's recovery?
Oh, I think just being able to support him and being able to say, like, it's okay. And we understand, but we don't. And I think that also plays a piece in it, is being able to say, like, we can never fully grasp the entire concept of what my dad went through, what he saw, the things that he did in a war zone. But to be able to say, like, we're here for you, we love you. Just that building those connections and helping him feel appreciated for what he's done was a big part.
That's pretty incredible. Like, for me to hear that, your mom and dad are still together.
Yes,
like they're still together.
Yeah.
Like, wow. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I do have to say, like, your investment and even your mother's investment in it, right?
Yes,
To be able to say, I'm gonna stick beside him, through thick and thin. Wow. It is pretty amazing. Do you see it as now that you've seen it, the therapy that we're doing, those things, all this stuff, you don't know all of it, but you see what we're kind of doing. For people that are going through it, how important is it, seeing it firsthand, how important is it to have somebody stable there that loves you unconditionally?
Oh my gosh, it's the basis of a lot of it.
Yeah.
Being able, I have using my social science degree, I guess, and socio-behavioral, but like having that support system and having the network that you need in order to recover is one of the biggest things across the board when we talk about pretty much anything. You need that strong support system. We're inherently looking for connection, and to have those pillars is like super important. Yeah.
Like, you see a lot of people in the front lines,
Yes.
and you probably see it as well. I see it where, like, suicide rate is high.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Them taking themselves. Like, I just wonder, I hear this, and you're so strong for your father. Your wife, your mother was so strong. I wonder if there's a correlation there, for the people that are alone or don't, right? Like, I just wonder. I'm very impressed with what you've done and how you can talk about it. We'll move on from that a little bit. Okay, that was pretty deep and heavy. Didn't expect it to get that heavy so quickly. But earlier, when I was just talking to you, just walking in here, you told me you had actually suffered a little bit with Yvonne and Ernest being by your side. Obviously, they're a part of the show. They do all the modeling stuff and the photography and the videography. Tell me a little bit about that. I found
Okay.
that really was
Yeah,
interesting.
no, I grew up in rural Alberta, so super small town, and just bullied viciously, like right from the get go.
Oh.
Being in a military family, we were new to the community, so I'm in the fourth grade, like I'm getting pulled out of where I had made all my friends from kindergarten, going into a new school. Um, and I just found myself in a spot where like I couldn't make friends, and I was instead getting bullied quite severely, even right through till middle school. And so my mom kind of said like, enough is enough. I need my kid to have some kind of confidence, because I had been broken down so bad. Like, I think honestly, without modeling and without Ivana and without Ernest, I probably wouldn't be sitting in front of cameras, let alone today,
Wow, okay.
because I couldn't talk to people. I would stare at the ground. I just didn't have any social skills whatsoever. I'd lost all of that. And so my mom was like, you know what, we're gonna put you in modeling. Like I was doing gymnastics, but I was getting bullied at gymnastics too, fortunately. So my mom put me in modeling, and we drove basically almost every weekend down to Edmonton to do modeling. So
Wow.
almost 4 hours one way. By the time you got into the inner city, and I took classes, and my mom was like, you know what, let's do this. And I had met Ivana through it, and she mentored me. Her and Ernest both taught me how to do photo shoots, taught me how to walk.
Wow.
They were such a key role in me gaining my confidence and being where I am today. Yeah.
Wow, that's an incredible story, because I only know them of Ivana and Ernest, right? Like
Yeah.
they just run the show, do their thing. They're passionate about it,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And always got to poke them and bug them, because like they're always so willing to give their time without any payment. And I'm like, hey, you guys should ask for more, right? But they love it. I didn't know that backstory.
Yeah.
So it is.
I've known them both
And
since
you
I was
don't look
about
anything.
12. So yeah.
And you walk the runway, you carry yourself. I would never have thought that you suffered from anything. So that's awesome. What does your mom think about it?
Oh, my mom's proud. My mom's proud. She's always been really proud, and she said, like, I had the opportunity to model when I was younger, and I didn't take it, and I regret it. And so I want to give you this opportunity and see where you go from there.
Wow.
So yeah, it's led me to New York Fashion Week. It's led me to all kinds of things.
That's an incredible story, right? Small town girl,
Yeah.
rural Alberta, and then this happens. You were in the show last year.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. You're now on the cover of a lot of our stuff, because it's actually an authentic shot. Those firemen are real. You're a frontline worker.
Yes.
So your family's in the military. It's, to me, when I look at that picture, a lot of it is authentic. We've used multiple pictures, and sometimes we do have other models in there, and so it isn't 100% genuine, but this one was.
Yeah.
So tell me about that experience. Tell me.
Oh, I loved it.
You loved it.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. It's very nice to be a part of something that is super big. I know Highmark, and then also just like the support from the other sponsors within it and everything. It's right down to my core.
Yeah.
Part of who I am. So it was super special to be able to take all these different worlds of mine and combine them together.
That's incredible, right? Like, I'm glad you had that experience,
Yeah.
right? I know, each person gets involved for whatever reasons, right? But for you to say it like that, and be so authentic and genuine, and actually be happy about it. What was something about it that you really enjoyed, that you were kind of like, oh, okay, this is different, or this is exciting about it?
It was nice to be able to connect just with other first responders as the models and stuff, be able to kind of like just share stories and little things and learn about what they do on a day-to-day basis, because sometimes we don't always know what people do. Some, especially dispatchers, I think sometimes they get kind of left out of the equation a little bit, but it was super nice just to meet people and be able to share that experience. usually I've been to a lot of shows in the past and talk to the designer a little bit, and that's kind of it. Sometimes some of the other models in the show, so you get talking to them, but you don't get talking to the others. This was like very much right from the get-go a super um, inclusive experience, and being able to just be part of everyone else's.
So that's actually interesting because you've obviously done modeling. You just said your story behind the scene. What was the atmosphere like behind the stage?
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, was it a lot of fun? Yeah.
It was. Everyone was happy, which was nice. I've done some shows that were super intense where I've sat in a chair and just been waited to be called on. This was like super good, and then even just people helping behind the scenes. Like my dad had worked security during that time and everything, so even just seeing my dad walking around smiling and he's got his little headset on, I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad. And he was sharing stories, so I think like overall it was just kind of like a good experience and just something to connect with other people.
That's fantastic. I'm happy to hear this. Obviously, as a person that works so hard to bring this, it's really, it makes me happy to hear all of it. Now, again, it's happening this year, right? September 20th. I know it's kind of far away, but it isn't. What are you excited about this year? Or what are you looking forward to this year?
All of it.
All of it?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to just meeting more people. I know that the show has a little bit more models from what I've been told. So getting more people involved, getting more people coming out to see it, hopefully, and everything. And just, I love working.
How was the clothing? You're obviously a model, real model, so
Yes.
you know your clothing.
Oh, it's good clothing.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I loved Sheila's stuff.
Oh, okay.
I love Tiffany Blue's stuff. That little ostrich jacket was pretty cute that I wore last year. And just all of it was fun. All of the designers were fun, even with some of the designers being first responders themselves, or have worked in that field. It's super special. Wow. Very different from anything I've ever done before.
No, this has been great. Anything you want to add before we wrap it up? No, it was good. I know we have some shoots coming up.
Yes.
I know when you guys post your stuff, it's so awesome to see it on your guys' sites, right? So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all the time and everything you put in. And I hope this year is as fun or even funner than last year.
Oh, it will be.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Delaney.
thank you.
Yeah,
No
you bet.
worries.
Okay, that's it, everyone.